is why we have this show, right? For investor education, for trader education, and so that people can use all of these methods and create wealth for themselves. All right, let's move on then. What's the next theory?
So the next one is moving averages. I think this is again a very simple tool. I'm sure many people in the market are using it. But the point is which moving average to use and when to use it and in what kind of an environment. You know, moving average concept is very simple. You take a series of, data and you take an average, for example, of 100 days or 200 days, and you see whether a particular stock is trading above the average or below the average. And you really want to be invested always in stocks which are trading above the moving average. So we'll explain this better, I think, by way of the Nifty chart, which I think you can pull up a little later.
Okay, so we have the Nifty chart, and I'd also like you to explain with an example, right? I mean, let's take any company. For example, let's pull up something like a Laurus Labs, which has had a phenomenal run over the last couple of years. Those two charts are up for you on your screen. So Gautam, take it away.
Well, see, what really happens, I've always believed, is that when there is a mega trend and if the stock is likely to do well over weeks, months and quarters, it will not break the moving averages. And that's the reason I'm showing you the chart of Nifty and Laurus Labs, because on the Nifty I've actually used a 100 period moving average. And if you notice, every single time there has been a correction in the last 8 months, this 100 period moving average has provided support to the market. It's actually quite magical, when you look at it from a charts perspective. Something similar happened in Laurus Labs, a stock that started running from levels of 200 and today, the kind of levels it's trading at. But again, notice the chart. Every single time there was a correction, those moving average support levels kicked in and it never, really broke down. A lot of people get out early. The complaint is, okay, I bought in at a good level. I made my 20%. Or I made my 50% and then I thought that the stock will correct, so I moved out. But by using the concept of moving averages, you can actually capture multi-baggers, and a retail investor by using this tool can actually stay invested as the stock goes up 2, 3, 5, 7, 10x. And I think Laurus Labs is a great example, and there are many examples of charts which have done something similar over the last 1.5 years.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember this was many years ago. We had a query show and someone asked a query on Eicher Motors. At that time, I remember it was 4,000 rupees, and he said I bought it at 4,000 and I booked out at 8,000, so I doubled my money. And that stock went on to reach 32,000, So, I mean, these are tools, of course, that if you use, you can perhaps get better opportunities. But let's move on. We have some queries as well. Before I take that, you want to take us through the last concept, which is market breadth, and how you would use it?
Well, yes, again, market breadth is a very unique concept, not very popular. Not many people, use it so much, and that's probably the reason I like it, and we use it a lot at Goldilocks. But sometimes in today's world, you need to quantify optimism and you need to quantify pessimism. When the markets were falling in March 2020, it just seemed as if the world is coming to an end. And as this rally has played out in the last 6 to 8 months, a lot of people are baffled as to how high the Nifty is going to go. So how do you quantify how much is very high and how much is very low? We do that using the concept of market breadth. So what I'm simply doing is I'm taking the NSE 500 index, which I think is a good barometer of large caps, mid caps and small caps. And I'm just trying to understand the percentage of stocks which are trading above the 200-day moving average. And if you look at this percentage, I think the chart must be on your screen. In the last 11 years, every time this percentage has come anywhere between 0 to 5%, we've seen a mega bottom. So this is actually one tool which you can use to pick bottoms. I know in March it might have been very difficult to say that, okay, you need to be a buyer at 7,500 or 7,800. But if you just use the concept of market breadth, you knew that the market is overly pessimistic and it just does not have more room to fall. Currently, 90% of the stocks are trading above the 200-day moving average. So that's an optimistic sign, but there are no indications as such that it's going to top out. So use this concept of market breadth in conjunction with your other technical studies. And believe me, sometimes the results are magical.
Okay, I just have one follow-up here. In this chart, it's very close to, how do you know it's the bottom? Because these bars all look alike, and there's just one place in 2012 where there's a big spike down, and I think in 2020 where there's that big spike down. So, I mean, of course, you are a pro at it, But for a layman, how does one read it? Because it looks like all of these bars are the same.
No, these bars are basically percentage points. So
Okay.
the fact that anytime this ratio comes anywhere between 0 to 5%
Okay.
is a time you need to realize that the market is very oversold. Because please try and understand, just for 5% of the NSE 500 stocks were trading above the 200-day moving average. It just told you that there was too much, weakness in the market already, and the chances of a recovery were much higher there.
Okay, Gautam, we would have loved to chat some more, but unfortunately we've run out of time. But I'm definitely going to take this up with you on our next episode and make it a two-part series perhaps. So thank you so much for sparing the time for us and speaking to Smart Money. And we hope to speak with you again very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonia.
Okay, with that, it's a wrap on another edition of Smart Money. Keep writing into us and giving us your feedback. All feedback always welcome, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.